Good evening. Welcome to the Glazov gang. Tonight, 3 very special guests, back by popular demand. From his exile, he is back. Tommi Trudeau.
Ha! You couldn't keep me away, could you, Glazov?
The man, the myth, and the legend. Tommi Trudeau is now a producer of a cooking show called Groovy Foods.
Yes, look for it on the cable channel pretty soon.
Fantastic. And you're going to have me as a guest?
No.
And our superstar, Anne-Marie Murrell. Many of you will be very disappointed that she's not hosting the show tonight, but has done a super job hosting the show while I have been banished from the Glazov gang, and we are full with overwhelming emails and letters that you should replace me.
Done.
Anne-Marie Murrell is the National Director of Politichicks.tv as well as its Editor-in-Chief.
Yes.
And also back by popular demand, Dwight Schultz, a Hollywood actor who played on so many great things. He was Murdoch on NBC's The A-Team and played Barclay on Star Trek The Next Generation. Okay, fantastic. Great to have you back, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
We
Good to
miss
see
you
you.
so much.
Yeah.
True story.
Have a present for a great guest and him coming back on the show. And congratulations on your cooking show. Don't show the label for a few reasons, okay? The best bottle of wine that I bought you. Don't drink it on the program.
Well, I don't drink, but I'll use it in cooking. I cook with wine.
Okay, and congratulations, and great to have you back, Tommi.
Thank you very much.
Before we continue, can you just for 60 seconds talk about your cooking show and how excited you are to come back on the gang?
Well, the cooking show is called Groovy Foods. It is a show geared towards a target audience, 15 to 30, which focuses on a healthy and organic lifestyle. And our stars are 2 beautiful young ladies in their early 20s who are vegetarians, and they are fantastic cooks. And they started cooking when they figured out that they hated their mom's cooking. And so they just started cooking on their own, and they're fantastic cook.
But what about a medium rare ribeye?
You know what? I love that stuff, but I even gave it up. And I had dinner that the girls prepared the other night, and it was fantastic. The best salmon I ever had.
Okay, now, Anne-Marie was a little bit jealous earlier at your wonderful, beautiful fingernails.
I think you're pointing these out because they're chipped, Glazov.
Can you show the camera?
Well, no, they're chipped.
But
here, isn't that lovely? See?
Okay.
Isn't that beautiful? You like it?
Anne-Marie, Dwight, what do you think about Tommi's new cooking show?
I can't wait to see it, but I do love meat.
Yeah, I do
Texan.
too. I had to give it up.
I can't give it up. I'm Texan. I
Yeah,
can't.
my
We're not
folks
allowed.
own a cattle ranch.
And
So
Dwight,
there.
your thoughts?
Well, I'm hooked on the food channel and the travel channel. I watch food shows all of the time. Man versus food, the best steak shops, the best. Well, I love bacon, and so I am.
Do you watch Chopped?
Yes,
I love Chopped.
Yes, and so I'm really looking forward to Tommi's show because I can sit and watch a food show, and you know, you do get some. You learn some tricks, and you can apply them to your next meal, and your wife is shocked, your daughter may be shocked because you've learned something. You know, so I can't wait to see it.
I'm a big fan of diners, drive-ins, and
Oh, I
dives.
love that too.
That's
yeah.
a big issue with
Yeah.
my girlfriend because she likes fine dining, and I want to go to the diners, drive-ins, and dives, and it's kind of, don't want to go to those fancy schmancy
A
places.
lot of carbs.
Yeah. Jamie, you're the person. Glass off.
Anne-Marie, why don't you tell the great choice I made the last time with you and Mark about the seafood place we went to and the great food that I ordered for us?
I don't remember the name of that place.
Okay.
In San Diego?
But
Are you talking
no,
about
the
in
meal,
San
the
Diego?
meal. How about the meal?
But in San Diego,
Yeah.
right? Oh, it was wonderful.
The scallops.
Really good. And I say scallops.
Calamari.
But yes, and I say calamari. But yes. It was
Okay,
really
but
good.
we had a fantastic seafood dish. I love
did,
seafood the
yeah.
most. You still eat seafood, Tommi?
Oh, sure.
Thank you
But
for
at the diners, drive-ins, and dives.
Thank you for joining the
I'm not
Glazov
drop
gang this week.
$200 on a seafood dinner.
I say calamari too, by the way.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
Do you say scallops or scallops?
Scallops.
Scallops.
Yeah.
You only say scallops if you're from Canada or the Queen of England, right?
Scallops, you mean?
Scallops.
Yeah, yes. Well, even that, it's the long end, but scallops is what we call
It's
it.
scallops.
Scalloped potatoes.
Right.
Scallops from the sea.
Right.
Ocean, sea, bay. Yeah.
Shallots.
Shallots. I said
Shallots.
shallots. Yeah, shallots.
I wonder if Jamie says shallots.
I have obviously lost control of my show. Now
It's
we,
your fault.
now we begin with the serious issues of our time. Wait a minute. I want to get to the State of the Union address, but before I do, to inspire us with his passion, the pet peeve of the week, Dwight Schultz wants to talk about something that happened with Ted Cruz.
Yes, he was on Face the Nation with Bob Schieffer, and he was extraordinarily passionate at one moment in his discussion. He was asked if he was going to run for president, and he said, I'm not thinking about that right now because of the lawlessness that I see and the abuse of power by this president. And he brought up Nakula, who was imprisoned for the Muslim video that was supposedly responsible for Benghazi. Remember, they had the dog and pony show, and all of those members of the state police who came and arrested him and made sure that everybody could see him. And even though that video had nothing to do with what happened in Benghazi, we put a man in jail because of it. And then they used something, he wasn't supposed to be working on the internet or something like that. But it was clearly an abuse of power. And then he mentioned...
Can I interrupt her for
Let me just finish. And then... No, wait a minute. And then he made a connection with Dinesh D'Souza, who is now being prosecuted. Even Dershowitz said that this is absolutely unacceptable, that it's ridiculous and a tragedy. But this was cut out. This was all cut out because had they allowed, normally a news show wants a little bit of controversy, but had they allowed that to be broadcast, it would then have to be debated. And they don't want it to be debated because this is what they do. They hide, they edit, they hide. They want the news to be what they want it to be, not what it is. And it is the tactic of the media to hide the truth when it is spoken by a conservative.
Thank you, Dwight. What scary times, because this is actually, they're literally cutting out and censoring criticism of their chairman, I think
Yes.
one could say.
Yes.
But I was going to interrupt there for
I'm
a
sorry.
sec. For what?
For not allowing you to...
No, that's okay. I would have interrupted your train of thought. But I was going to say in Benghazi, the ridiculousness and the ludicrousness of that interpretation that it was over a video. When you really think about it, it means that a whole bunch of people in Libya were walking around going, I'm really upset about this about this video about the Prophet Muhammad. Do you want to go to a demonstration? Yeah, sure. Oh, I just happen to have a rocket launcher with me. This is really convenient. Let's go. I mean, it was just absurd. But very quickly, on Ted Cruz and what Dwight is upset about, Anne-Marie?
Oh, he's completely right. And now, Friends of Abe, Hollywood, they've been outed, they've been talked about, they're being targeted. It is, like you said earlier, it's Stalin-esque.
Tommy Trudeau, do you have any thoughts?
I want to take you back to the good old days of Bill Clinton, okay? I was a fan of Wild Bill, okay? I loved Wild Bill, but I was very, very vocally, extremely critical about the little big thing where he sent the kid back to Cuba. Remember that?
Elian Gonzalez.
And his actions in Bosnia. I was writing letters to any paper that would take him. I was an outspoken critic. And you know what happened to me 20 years later? You know what happened? Nothing. Not a thing. You speak out against this current administration, you're going to be lucky if you get an audit, which I did. A hell of a one. But this current administration seeks retribution on its critics. And I got to say, I know Bill's not listening, but I got to tell you, I love you because I was real outspoken and not a thing happened to me. And that's what I love being a Democrat. That's what I love about my conservative friends is I can speak out, I can tell you how I feel, and you know what? No one is going to seek revenge against me. No one's going to try to hurt me. However, I got to tell you, my liberal cronies, you're pretty darn vicious at times.
Tommy, why are you still, are you a registered Democrat?
I've been one for 20 years.
Aren't you ashamed of yourself?
No, because I believe, to quote Franklin Delano Roosevelt, the test of our progress is not whether we add more to the abundance of those who have much, but it is rather if we provide enough for those who have little.
Wow, very profound. Thank you, Tommy. State of the Union address this week. Dwight, were you inspired and excited?
No, I was not. It is the same old gobbledygook. Another bumper sticker, income inequality. He's been promising to do something, He's been promising jobs for 6 years, but he hasn't come through with it at all. And so now they've moved on to something else. They can never complete anything. I mean, he lied. I mean, this is what's so astonishing. He lied to the American people in the only foreign policy comments that he made, which was about, we're getting all of those chemical weapons out of Syria. When yesterday, all of his administration testified that there's nothing happening. We're in greater danger from Al-Qaeda, as great a danger from Al-Qaeda as we were after 9/11. And I think there's only 4% of the, I'd say, those declared chemical weapons that Assad declared, only 4% have been removed. And that's just the declared weapons. He lied, and his own government came in and made a liar of him the day after, and the news media doesn't cover it. That's the state of our union, right there. Lie, lie again, and you never have to pay a price for that lie. That's the state of our union.
Depressing times, Anne-Marie?
I, for one, am so happy that the debate is over, that global warming is a fact.
Yes.
That's great. Yeah. That was the main thing I learned from it. And then, of course, the lies about Obamacare. He declared that 9 million people have successfully enrolled. That was a lie, which has been disproved. He said it before and got caught in that. It's more like 3 million. And even with the 3 million, only about 10% actually got through to Obamacare, but they were switched over to Medicaid, which every Californian that I know, friends and family, who tried to apply for Obamacare were switched over to Medicaid.
Tommy
Lies.
the Cook Trudeau.
Okay. Did you say Tommy the Crook?
Cook.
Oh, okay.
Don't get paranoid. The Cook.
All right. So, in the State of the Union address, the president promised to use more of his sweeping executive power to thwart the legislative branch of our government, to the thunderous applause of my fellow Democrats.
And some Republicans.
Yes, thunderous applause. So, my fellow Democrats, it appears that we must go back to junior high school social studies class. You will see an animation that I have provided for you. Our government, this beautiful experiment, has 3 branches. The legislative branch, which is made up of 535 people who are members of Congress and the United States Senate. They represent 317 million people from all 50 states. It is the quintessential representation of the people. Then you have the judicial branch, which is made up of 9 Supreme Court justices.
Can I just interrupt for a minute?
Yes.
Is this
raise your hand, please.
No, wait, Tommy, is this
raise your hand in class,
is
please.
This the education?
Jamie Glazov.
Yeah, is this the education
Jamie,
thing you wanted to do?
Yes.
With the presentation?
Yes.
Okay, we're going to do that in part 2, okay? And you have
part 2?
Yeah. Do you have some slides with you?
You do not run. She is going to make my slides. You do not run this class, young man.
Tommy, please quick conclude, and we'll do it in part 2, okay? Just give them a little bit of an introduction.
Number 1 and number 2.
Never mind.
Okay, we'll do it in part 2, okay? And you have some diagrams.
I'm sending you to the principal.
Okay. Thank you, Tommy.
You do not interrupt this class. Do you realize that?
Okay, we're going to do it in the second segment.
You do this every time, Glazov.
Okay.
And what it is your authoritarian nature. You see, you never did get that Soviet Union completely out of you.
Okay, thank you, Tommy.
You never did get it completely out of you.
Okay,
it's
thank
that
you,
iron fist that you run the Glazov game.
Okay.
You hear me? All right, moving on.
Now, my pet peeve of the week.
Yes?
Were you guys excited about Michelle Obama's birthday and how it was celebrated in our media? But, you know, when I want to get your feedback on this. When I was watching the CNN special on it, first of all, what did they do for Laura Bush's birthdays? But the way that CNN had presented it, it was like, Barack asked her out, and then, she really liked him because they went to a basketball game that Obama was playing, and she really liked that he was passing the ball and all this. And, and I was watching and I was thinking, when are they going to mention that they're communists? But it just never seemed to come up. But it was almost like a propaganda film in Stalinist Russia in the 30s. It was just, it's creepy stuff. Now, I know this is just a given to you, ladies and gentlemen, but 10 seconds on my thoughts on that whole Michelle Obama birthday thing.
I missed Jane Fonda and Michelle in a bisexual tableau. That's what I wanted to say. She had these wonderful things to say about Jane Fonda, and I thought it was so diametrically opposed to all of her supposed love of our military. Slap in the face.
Anne-Marie?
I think that they had to do something big because I think something was up when she stayed in Hawaii for her actual birthday and Obama left. So I think something's up with their marriage.
What do you mean?
Marriage. I don't know. I don't know.
Can you speculate on it, or?
I think that there are problems there. I think that they have some serious issues, some serious problems.
Do you think
and
it's
I think
connected
it was-
to Nelson Mandela's funeral that they had, and then in that stadium, and then they had
the
him?
selfies?
Yeah, he was talking
Yeah.
to that lady, and then she made him move his seat.
Well, she was obviously upset about that too. But I just think that there are problems in their marriage. Just observing as an outsider, watching photographs of them and watching her taking her separate vacations, and it's not necessarily what you do in a happy marriage.
Do you think it's become asexual, maybe, or
I don't
no?
know.
Dwight? Okay, Tommy, last word goes to you.
Okay.
Let's talk about
I am among the vast 99% who doesn't even watch this. Do you realize the State of the Union address got the lowest ratings of anything in 14 years?
Yeah.
Nobody's watching this. Nobody cares anymore because we all realize, even no matter how liberal you are, you know the media is biased and they're going to adore anyone on the far left. And we're not interested in the modern day Camelot. Nobody's watching, me included. I didn't even watch this.
I didn't watch it either. I don't watch TV much.
We'll be back for our second segment of the Glazov Gang.